induction of the Honorable Naita Semaj. Draw near, give your attendance, and ye shall be heard. Please remain standing until all of our honored guests have taken their places. Introduces the moderator of tonight's induction ceremony. I give you the Honorable Pitt.
Hello, everyone. Good evening. Good evening. Well, good evening, family, judges, friends in the audience. Welcome to this great day in Bronx County, in the Bronx County Courthouse, and this great day for our Bronx legal community. My name is Naita Pitt. I'm a judge in Bronx Criminal Court, and I'm honored to serve as your master of ceremonies today for the induction of our friend and colleague, the Honorable Naita Semaj. And we are going to be led in our invocation and then some welcoming remarks by Naita's father, Dr. Semaj.
First in 1958, and subsequently in many of his speeches, Martin Luther King Jr. said, "Let us all realize that the arc of the moral universe is long, but it bends towards justice." However, the first reference to this phrase was by Theodore Parker, a Unitarian minister born in 1819, who called for the abolition of slavery, emphasized again that arc. In 1853, these words were first uttered in a sermon titled, "Of Justice and the Conscience." Yes, it is true, the arc of the moral universe is long, but it bends towards justice. All wisdom traditions, all religions evoke that God is a just God. All traditions remind us that we reap what we sow. All traditions remind us that karma is real. This, friends, is a design moment when we are privileged to share in as the arc, that long arc of the moral universe, on its path towards justice, has now bent towards Naita. Naita Akua, born as a liberator on a Wednesday, now stands here before the Creator, standing on the shoulders of her ancestors, those distant and unknown, Ashe. Those known and still in our memories, Grandma's Rosamond Booker, and Agnes Blake, and Grandpa Vincent James, Ashe. And William Booker, the living witness, Ashe. May we be eternally grateful to have all lived to witness this moment. Amen. Amen. It's my honor and privilege to be asked by my daughter to say a few words, said in the context from where I see it. I'm very grateful that we live in the era that we're governed by the rule of law. None of us, not even presidents, are above the law. There are four universal principles of the rule of law. Accountability. All of us, including the government, the private actors, are all accountable under the law. Laws are clear, publicized, stable, and just, and are applied evenly, and protect fundamental rights, including security of person and property, and the core of human rights. The process by which the laws are enacted, administered, and enforced are accessible, fair, and efficient. And finally, justice is delivered timely by competent, ethical, and independent representatives, and neutrals who are accessible and have adequate resources that reflect the makeup of the communities that they serve. That's the tradition within which our beloved Naita is now being drawn. And judges to be impartial, fair, and unbiased, and to follow the laws of the state, the Constitution, and whatever is demanded. The judge is to listen to all evidence without passing judgment until all is heard. In case without a jury, the judge also is a finder of facts. Judges must be impartial and strive to properly interpret the meaning, the significance, and the implication of the law. Judges must also recognize that justice means more than just interpreting law. They must also show compassion and understanding for the people. Looking forward, we could not have seen where her path was leading to this calling, but we worked with her. The Queen's High School and Holy Child High School in Jamaica tried to bury her. Both occasions she was asked to leave without an explanation. They don't want her back in the school. They buried her not knowing that she was a seed, one imbued with the ancestral DNA of greatness. And she grew up and bloomed into a judge. Still she rise, drawing on the words of Ben Angelo. You may write me down in history with your bitter, twisted lies. You may trod me in the very dirt, but still like dust, I rise. Does my sassiness upset you? That was asked. That was indeed asked. Why are you missing the glue? Because I walk like I've got oil wells pumping in my living room. Just like moons and suns with a certain tides, just like hope springs high, still I'll rise. Did you want to see me broken? Bowed head and lowered eyes, shoulders falling down like teardrops, weeping by my soulful cries? Does my haughtiness offend you? Don't you take it awfully hard, because I laugh like I got gold mines digging in my own backyard. You may shoot me with your words, you may cut me with your eyes, you may kill me with your hatefulness, but still, like air, I'll rise. Does my sexiness upset you? Yeah? So it comes as a surprise that I dance like I've got diamonds at the meeting of my thighs. Leaving behind nights of terror and fear, I rise. Into a daybreak that wondrously clear, I rise. Bringing the gifts that my ancestors gave. I am the dream and the hope of the slaves and their descendants. I rise, I rise, I rise. And by her rising, we all rise. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Semaj. That's actually one of my favorites from Maya Angelou. That's wonderful. So we all know that when someone rises to this occasion, they don't get there by themselves. They usually have family members who are there with them. And at this time, I want to take the time to introduce Naita's family, who is here to support her. Her grandfather, William Booker, and Dolores Joyner. Her mother, Grace Semaj. Dr. Lincoln Semaj, her father. Sister Najeri Semaj. Family friends, Laverne Burrows, Judy Savitar. Vivian and Samuel Mott, an aunt and uncle. Adrian Stewart, an aunt. and Jordan Tudor. Now, I don't know how many of you guys have probably known Naita a long time. You know, maybe about 3 or 4 years ago, there was a change in Naita, right? She became a little bit more joyful, she was floating on air, and there's really one person who's responsible for that, making her Mrs. Naita Semaj Williams, and that would be her husband, Dante Williams. To Naita's stepson, Marcel Williams, who is not here today. He's 9 years old. And then they created their little love, Adara, who is up here. And because we also do not rise without the help of our friends, I'd like to take the time to introduce the elected officials who are here today in support of Naita. We have the Honorable Marcus Crespo, the Bronx County Democratic leader from the 85th Assemblyman Jeffrey Dinowitz, the 81st Assembly District and Chairperson of the New York State Judiciary. Deputy Borough President Marika Scott McFadden. From the 82nd Assembly District, also my Assembly member, Assemblyman Michael Benedetto. State Senator Jamal Bailey, 32nd Senate District. And I'd like to take the time to introduce our judicial friends. We have the Honorable Doris Gonzalez, Administrative Judge of the Bronx Supreme Court Civil Division. Supervising Judge of the Bronx Civil Court, the Honorable Laura Douglas. We have the Deputy Supervising Judge from Bronx Criminal Court, the Honorable Larry Bushin. I see you in the back there. Friends here from the judges of the Supreme Court. I'm not going to say everybody's name individually, but if you could all rise, if you're from the Bronx Supreme Court. Bronx Civil Court. Bronx Criminal Court. We're also joined by Assemblywoman Natalia Fernandez from the 80th Assembly District. If I missed you, I will get to you. Somebody just pulled my hair on the side. Before we get to our speakers, I just want to take a little bit of privilege here for being the MC. Just tell you a little bit about why I am so happy to be here today, honoring Naita, who is a friend. She is a Bronx sister with an A, you know, and she's now my sister on the bench. I've known Naita for quite some time, and one of the words I always use to describe her is firecracker. And now, at first glance, you might think I'm making some commentary on her diminutive size because we're really small. But when you think of a firecracker, you think of something that is a small object but packs a big punch. And that, in essence, is Judge Naita Semaj. While I remember Naita from her time in family court, my first real interactions with her was when she became a member of the Black Bar Association in Bronx County. At that time, I was the chairperson of the board of directors, and Naita wasn't just a name member of the association. You know those kind who just, you know, they write their check, they send their money. She wasn't. She was always willing to serve, to do community outreach. She did our neighborhood law school. When we asked her, she was an active member. So when the time came for the Black Bar to need a strong leader to send us through our final iteration of the Black Bar, Naita stepped up to the plate, and I really only had to ask once. And it's so nice, right? After what was a contentious election, I don't even remember that day, Naita became the final president of the Black Bar Association here in Bronx County. I was confident in Naita's ability to lead, and I was not wrong. She saw us through our merger with the Metropolitan Black Bar Association, joining us with our counterparts from Manhattan and Brooklyn to become what is now the largest representative body of Black lawyers here in New York State. Naita, being the firecracker that she is, would not allow this merger to go down unless all of the I's were dotted, the T's were crossed, and most importantly, with the assurances that the Bronx would not be forgotten. Naita would also join Bronx Community Board 10, where I was a member. Now, I don't know if any of you have ever attended a community board meeting or served in a community board meeting, but to put it nicely, it takes a certain amount of compassion, a lot of steadfastness, and a certain amount of grit to make sure that you are heard and to make sure that the needs of the community are met. It takes a firecracker. And Naita was just that. She brought this breath of fresh air. She always said what was on her mind. She made logical decisions, and she did what was best for the community at large. So in a time when the contributions of immigrants in our society is being falsely diminished, in a time for all the strides that women have made, we are poised to have our best year ever. We know that the best is yet to come. The election of Judge Semaj is a reflection of that. As a Bronxite, as a West Indian woman myself, Guyanese woman, I'm also happy to see my West Indian sister, Jamaican, bringing that same energy and spark to the bridge. And bringing justice to the citizens. I can really go on because there are so many stories about Naita, about how she skipped 2 grades as a child, graduated from high school when she was 15, something she likes to tell me all the time because I only skipped 1 grade, but whatever. And there's so many other stories that we share mostly over brunch, but I will not say that because I don't want her to turn that firecracker energy on me. So I'm going to hold myself to the 3 limits for all speakers, and I'm going to call up the first speaker, the Honorable Marcos Crespo.
Good evening, everyone. For many of us, a few of us, came down from Albany, started session this week, and as we're up in Albany talking about things that lie ahead. We have Democrats in control of both chambers. We have a number of issues that we're going to have to confront policy-wise that are all over the news. And anyways, everybody's kind of coming together and talking about what's in the headlines. And what did Trump say? Did you hear his speech? And, you know, we hear about all these tensions that are going on in our community around, you know, racial divisions. And you hear about what's happening with the Me Too movement and the way women are being disrespected. And I now became the chairman of the Labor Committee. And already the first hearing that I'm going to have to undertake is around sexual harassment in the workplace and these issues that are captivating the attention of Americans across the country. And I think about what everybody else is focused on and concerned about. And it isn't until I come into some of these events and I'm in rooms like this, having a celebration like this for someone like this, that I'm reminded how blessed we are to be in the borough of the Bronx. How blessed we are to have opportunities presented to us the way we are. And I say that recognizing that some of the very judges that are here and others we have often talked about and celebrated first. First African American, first woman, first Latino, first this, first that. And we still have some first to attain. But today, as I think about Naita, what she's done, what she represents, yes, she's a young woman from the Caribbean, proud of her heritage and background and her family, who did everything she was supposed to do. Went to school, and as was stated, right, she went through all those challenges. She did what she needed to do. She went to law school. She became a private attorney. She worked for ACS. She was a court attorney. She was a mentor in the Thurgood Marshall Borough. She did all these things that you're supposed to do. And she earned the right to be here. She earned our support based on that experience and representing, and I've said this in some of the other events, but again, representing the very best of who we are in the Bronx. And she's not here because she's a Jamaican woman. She's not here because she's a Co-op City resident. She's not here because Michael Benedetto threatened to break my arm. She's not here. She's not here because we needed a first this or a first that. You know, this is an opportunity for us to realize how blessed we are that a young woman from our community who happens to be of color, who happens to have the swag that she carries and that smile that's worth $1 million, all due respect. It's really a blessing that in our community, right here in this borough, a young woman can simply work towards her goals and achieve them, and it's not finally an opportunity or time to say, oh, first this, first that. No, lady, you worked for this. And you deserve this today. You've earned it. And I am so grateful that as elected officials, we have an opportunity to be a part of helping you achieve this dream. But you, to me, represent what we should be looking towards. Simply realizing that we have so much talent amongst our youth, that we have so much to offer, and that diversity shouldn't be something for us to even have to discuss anymore, that this is the norm based on who we are. And the very best that we could offer comes from our own communities. And that as a borough, we're not blindsided or amazed by it, or that what all this other nonsense that's happening in the world, in the borough of the Bronx, we can say that Naita Semaj will join the prestigious bench among some of the most amazing judicial minds in the state of New York. And we all had a role to play in supporting her along the way, because she will make us all very proud to represent this as good, better, and the very best of who we are. God bless you. Congratulations. Felicidades, mami. This is yours too.
Now we'll pull up Assemblyman Jeffrey Dinowitz.
Yes, your applause means the most. I don't think I've ever seen you without one. It's really great to be here. I think this is our, I don't know, 5th or 6th induction this season. And I always think that the most fun things we do are going to inductions and going to graduations. And they're both kind of the same thing, because they both celebrate the achievements of people after long and hard work. One thing I also like to point out, and I usually like to point it out in front of Manhattan judges. Any Manhattan judges here? Okay, just one. Well, it's not as much fun then as if we had several. The Bronx really is the greatest. In the past few years, I don't have an exact count, but I think since Chairman Crespo has been chairman, I'm pretty sure the Bronx has elected probably about a dozen new Supreme Court justices, because we did 6 this past year alone, and a good number of civil court judges. And the crop of people that have been elected, both on the civil and the Supreme, are really terrific. I mean, we really have an incredible bench in the Bronx, something that we should all be very proud of. And you don't always read about that in the newspapers, because generally speaking, newspapers only have bad things to say. But the fact is, in the Bronx, we have an incredible bench. And I think adding Naita to that bench is really a great achievement for the Bronx. We elected 3 new civil court judges this year. And, you know, it's not just about that they're great lawyers, that they know their stuff, they know that, you know, they have great knowledge. But if you look at the background and what a person has done before they get to the bench, it really means something. The fact that Naita worked in foster care agencies, fighting for children, working for ACS, dealing with issues of abuse and neglect. To me, what is more important than protecting and fighting for children? And that's what she did before she worked as a court attorney, but before she was elected to the civil court. So I think we have done, I think the Bronx has done a great thing by electing her. In fact, I'm pretty sure she was elected unanimously. Am I right about that? She was elected unanimously. As it should be. This was really a good thing for the people of the Bronx. She will be an excellent judge, and I'm very proud that everybody is here to support her on this day, and I look for many more great things to come from her. So Naita, congratulations. Or should I say, Judge, congratulations.
Moving the program along, we'll call up Deputy Borough President Marika Scott McDowell.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening. All right. One thing that I've learned in participating in these events is if you're late on the program, everyone says everything that you want to say. So half my speech is gone out the window. But I'm lucky enough to know Naita personally, and I met her in this wonderful political atmosphere that we are in. So when I think of Naita, I'm going to be very short, because all my speech is out there. But when I do think about Naita, I think about the fact that she's served. She's been an advocate, a teacher, a leader, a mentor, and now she's a judge. And as if these qualities weren't enough, Naita will provide even more and more for Bronxites to look up to. They will be coming in here, and it's very, and we know naturally, we've learned the lesson that it's very important who's on the bench. So I'm happy to be here to celebrate with Naita, with her family, with this little beautiful darling. Everything that we have in the Bronx, everything that we celebrate in the Bronx, we celebrate tonight when we see people that look like us, that are part of us, and are serving us here on the bench. Thank you.
We're going to call up Assemblyman Michael Benedetto.
Good afternoon, everyone. Isn't this a nice day, huh? We got 3 minutes this week. Okay, so 3 quick things. Number one, why is this lady up here today? And we'll get to Naita in a second. But she's there because of the Bronx political system that helped her to get there. She immersed herself into that system. She worked for it. The people recognized her qualities. They recognize this is somebody special who's smart and intelligent enough to go onto the bench, and they acted upon it. There are forces in this city, the editorial boards of many of the newspapers, that want to change that system. They say it's a bad system. Well, let me tell you something. It doesn't show that in the Bronx, where we have outstanding judges, that the system has worked. And I'll tell you, the truth of the matter is, if you leave it up to those editorial boards and those people from Manhattan to choose the judges, our bench will not look like what our bench looks like today. It reflects the people of the Bronx, and thank God for the enlightened leadership of Marcos Crespo and the rest of the Bronx. She's here because of her family. She's a product of those who have raised her. From her father, Leah King, to her mother, Rain. They are here today, they are proud today, and well, they should be. They raised her in the good times, and they raised her in the troubled times, okay? And there were troubled times. Let's pack her up, let's send her back to Jamaica to stick with her father. Maybe he can do something. They did okay, though, because she came back a different person. She came back with a focus. She came back with a way to impress those who met her. She impressed, and this is the truth, it's not all peace and harmony in the Bronx in politics. There are two sides always fighting against each other. It's not just that Marcos Crespo and the rest of them will make every decision going. There is an aggressive anti-movement, and well, they should be. But even those who usually oppose recognize the quality in this lady. We recognize Mr. Christian Soto for what you have done, and we really appreciate that you recognize the qualities of this young lady.
Right through, right through.
Not just for Naita, it's for her family, those people who have raised her and ingrained in her the ethic of work, the ethic of fairness that she's going to need for this job, the ethic of feeling of compassion for the people of the Bronx. It was her first inclination after she graduated from college to go to work at ACS, dealing with some of the most troubled families in the city of New York. No easy task, but that's where her heart was. And what better court to serve on than the Bronx Civil Court, to bring that compassion and intelligence and sense of justice and fairness that demands for a good judge in this state. Naita Semaj, you haven't child you must take care of. You could have had a child after you became a judge. Couldn't wait, okay. But Naita, you have worked hard for us, okay? And yes, there were people, your family, your friends in the political network that helped you get here. But make no mistake, and don't let anybody try to fool you. You are here because of you, your abilities, your intelligence, the person you are. Be that person, continue to be that person. Dispense justice in the Bronx the way Bronx justice should be looked at, with understanding and compassion for the people, and the way the judges in front of you have been doing for years, and you'll make us all proud like you already have. Good luck.
Melissa Keller, Esquire, Administration for Children's Services.
I was already extremely nervous to speak in front of this room, but to have to follow those outstanding speakers now, I'm really extra nervous. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Melissa Keller, and I'm an attorney with the Administration for Children's Services at Queens County Family Court. And I'm honored to be here and to be able to speak about my very special friend, Naita. I've been lucky to know Naita for many years. We met as attorneys together at ACS and Bronx Family Court. Naita and I were on the same team, and we shared an office. And I can assure you, there is no better way to get to know someone on a deep and intimate level in a very short period of time than to share a tiny windowless office with them. We spent many hours bonding over our shared love of travel, our families, and our deep love, dare I say, obsession with Alvin Ailey American Dance Theater. At the time, my mother was the executive director of the company, and Naita and I managed to sneak into more performances of Revelations than you could begin to imagine. As her team leader, I immediately felt I won the jackpot with Naita on my team. At ACS, the work is emotional, difficult, complex, and overwhelming, to say the least. Right away, it was abundantly clear that Naita was intelligent, quick on her feet, and extremely competent. She was able to multitask, handle numerous child welfare emergencies at one time, prepare detailed motions and memos of law, and question or cross-examine a witness like a pro. Honestly, though, it was more than simply her outstanding capabilities as an attorney. It was her warmth, her humor, her kindness, and her empathy, which drew her to me. The way Naita treated everybody she came into contact with, including caseworkers, witnesses, judges, clerks, and court officers, made it clear to me, even back then, that she would make an outstanding judge. On a more personal level, Naita and I have been through many highs and lows together. Throughout the hard times, Naita was a loyal friend who helped me weather the storm with strength. On a happier note, she has always had a special bond with my children. My 16-year-old daughter adores and worships her. And one day, soon after my son Aiden was born, I brought him to work with me. Naita immediately took him from my arms, stormed into the courtroom of Judge Douglas Hoffman, and announced to a courtroom full of people that Aiden was her son. She asked Judge Hoffman, didn't he know that she just had a son? And they share a close bond ever since. I've been moved to tears when I saw her marry her soulmate, and I am breathless with her love for her beautiful daughter. I am confident that Naita will treat everybody that comes into her courtroom with dignity and respect. She will be fair, objective. I know she will listen carefully to all sides. She has the perfect judicial temperament. I am so proud to call Naita Semaj my friend, and I am even more proud now to be able to call her Your Honor.
State Senator Jamal Bailey.
Thank you, Your Honor. Her Excellence body, it's an honor as well. As Madam Deputy Marika Scott McFadden said earlier, when you get to this point in the program, your wheels are spinning. Luckily, when you have somebody like Naita, Judge Semaj, there's no shortage of things to say. until you said judicial temperament. My whole speech was about judicial temperament, but you took it from me. But it's okay. And I was told I have 3 minutes to speak, but we were also supposed to start at 4:30, so I'm going to take a little bit of... Authentic. There are a few more authentic than Naita Semaj. She is who she is in Collapsing, in Throg's Neck, at 851 Grand Concourse, or petitioning on Carpenter Avenue when her and Adara stole the show, and people were so impressed to see that, wow, you're out here with your daughter. Well, yes, because this is my child. I am a mother. We are able to multitask. We can walk and chew gum at the same time. I am a woman. I can be powerful. I can walk around with my daughter and still run for office. She is authentic. She is also a hero. She is her daughter's first hero. Dad, I'm with you. My daughters, I have two myself. And, we become the heroes a little bit later on in life. Right now, she's mommy's her hero, but it's not just her. You see, when I started law school at CUNY School of Law, the first time I was in the courtroom, we go for an experience to arraignments, and they mistook me and some of my colleagues for defendants. It's not very easy being a judge of color or an attorney of color, but you're a hero. When you walk into a school and you say that I'm an attorney, I'm a judge, and you look like me, you make people be able to look, they feel like they can aspire to do what you do. That makes you a hero. Convenient. About justice, it's not always convenient. There's no convenient time for justice, ladies and gentlemen. The time is always right to do what's right. As the chairman of codes in the state senate, I am tasked with dealing with some very difficult decisions that we're going to be making for the betterment of our state, but it's not convenient. But trust me, Naita has that temperament to make sure she dispenses justice fairly. Because it's not because she's a Black Caribbean woman, it's not because she's a mother, but those things help. I've been on the other side of the bench when I am arguing a motion. You wish people understand the context in certain cases, because the law is the law, but it's not always the law. Context matters, and people like Naita, they know that it matters. So Judge Semaj, I am looking forward to a lifetime of great decisions for you. Don't pressure me. Her temperament is that of showing restraint, and you're going to have to tone down the sarcasm a little bit on the bench. You know how she can get. But in all seriousness, people like you were born for the bench. We appreciate what you've done for community work, for our community in general, and for our job. May God continue to bless you and your family as well. Congratulations.
We're almost to the end of the program. We need to call up Naita's new boss, Supervising Judge of the Lower Civil Court, Laura Douglas.
Good evening. It is my pleasure to welcome Naita A. Semaj Williams. I think all that's going to be on the door. As Judge of the Civil Court of the City of New York. I first met Naita approximately 10 years ago when we both served on the board of the Black Bar Association of Bronx County. Naita is dynamic, determined, and decisive. She knows how to get things done, with or without you. Oh, and did I mention that she's a diva too? Additionally, Naita has shown her dedication by serving as a volunteer arbitrator for the small claims part of the civil court for over 5 years. These are all traits that will serve her well as a judge of the civil court. I have no doubt that Naita will soon become another one of civil court's shining stars. On behalf of your new Bronx Civil Court family, we congratulate you, we welcome you, and we wish you all the best.
Naita's former boss, who I know was so sad to see her go, the Honorable Linda Paz Lopez.
Hello, I'm Linda Paz Lopez, judge sitting in the criminal court. I've been a judge for 8 years. And from the time my first day as a judge, Naita was my court attorney. She's no longer my court attorney. But today, she texted me and said, don't forget your robe and don't forget your speech. So, I'm wearing my robe, my speech is in my heart. I don't have anything prepared because I want to speak from my heart. And when I first became a judge, I was elected. I was due to start January 1st of that year, and I needed a court attorney. And it was recommended to me, someone said to me, why don't you meet Naita Semaj and tell me what you think. So I met her, and then I reported back to the person who referred her, and I said, well, I met her, and I think that she, I think we'll work well together. I think she's bright, hardworking, and nice. And he said, she is bright and hardworking. Naita does have that sometimes argumentative or, well, you know what I mean. But I will say that our chambers, our office became a therapy session for every court attorney in the building, where they came for therapy when I was out with her. Certainly has been my confidant. She's one of the warmest people that I know. Now, when I first became a judge, I barely knew what a judge did. I mean, I knew what a judge did from what I saw judges do in court, but I didn't know what judges did behind the scenes. I didn't know how it worked, I had not been a court attorney. I was sent to judge school, and we were assigned to Brooklyn Criminal Court the first year, and Naita went to Brooklyn to set up our chambers. I was sent to judge school for a week or two. No more than a week or two. I got to work in Brooklyn, and suddenly I realized she was best friends with everybody in the building. And I said, have you worked here for years? She's like, no, I just came here last week. Everybody, she knew their family, she knew their life story, she knew their problems. So, as someone who's somewhat of an introvert sometimes, it was really great for me to have Naita kind of go out there and make friends with everybody, and then I'll just come along and I'll fit right in. But, it's funny, we are maybe almost a generation apart. We have somewhat of a different background, and Naita's my best friend. We got along so well from the very beginning. We finish each other's sentences. We constantly text and talk. We have had so much fun. And the problem is, I can't even tell you about that because it's really not fit for like a public forum. I mean, the parents are here, like, I have so many anecdotes, I can't tell you. Nobody other than the interns really know, and they have been forced to sign a non-disclosure agreement. On Monday morning, it was, so we would sometimes tell the interns, excuse us, we have to discuss an important legal memorandum. We'd shut the door and talk about our weekends. But, I have seen Naita grow as a lawyer, grow as a person, grow as a woman. She is my best friend. She's a role model to my daughters. I am so proud of her today. And I just want to say one more thing. I want to talk about something I've been noticing. When I was a younger attorney, and I had my kids, I was able to continue working, and I was fortunate to work for an organization that allowed me to do like part-time work and stuff like that. But there wasn't a lot of that at that time. And I want to say that there's something going on right now, that there are women in courthouses, there are women in state houses, there are women in mayor's offices, there are women on the campaign trail who are pregnant, who have infants attached to them, who are breastfeeding. There are women in the United States Senate who are breastfeeding, and there's no reason not to, and I think this is a great thing that's happening. And I think that these women are really where it's at, these young women who are being mothers and who are leading our communities. One thing about Naita, when she was pregnant, she was on bed rest for a while. And let me tell you, she didn't have to go out on medical leave because she did more work She wrote more decisions on her phone than she wrote in the office. When she was in the office, everybody was coming in for therapy. She wrote, we carried files on her husband and her mother, dropped the files over to me, I bring them home, and she did more work. Just one, the only anecdote I can think of that I can't share about her is regarding her hard work. It was pretty recently, actually. Some motion I had, and she said, how do you think you want to rule on this? I said, I'm not really sure. You look at the papers, you do a draft, let me know what you think. So she did a draft, she gave it to me, and I'm reading it, and she came in and she said, what do you think? I said, you know, I don't think you're going with the right thing here. I think we should rule the other way. She said, I was afraid you'd say that. Pull that behind her back. I'm sorry to lose her as a court attorney, but she will continue to be my best friend. Now, I'm going to give you Naita Semaj.
So much for that. And you know what? I want to give my speech.
I appreciate the petition, the smiles, the words of support, and of course, your vote. Thank you. I also want to thank all the speakers for taking the time to be here and for all of your kind and thoughtful words. Please know that you were asked to speak tonight because I respect and appreciate you. The same goes for two additional people who were asked to speak tonight, but weren't able to come due to conflicts. Marcel Clark, District Attorney Marcel Clark, as well as Mark Jonah. I also have to thank my family, the one I was born into and the one I created for myself. My parents certainly had a few years during my childhood where they weren't sure how things would turn out for me. You guys, can we turn this off so she can hold it and not? My parents certainly had a few years during my childhood where they weren't sure how things would turn out for me. But I firmly believe that they never gave up on me, and for that I am forever grateful. To my husband, Dante Williams, who would likely prefer to not be singled out, but you're awesome. Life has been exceptional since I met you, and I'm convinced it's because you have brought such a profound amount of joy, support, and love to my world. To my sweet girl, Tara, you've made me a better person in every conceivable way. That you will grow up in a home where I can show you firsthand what success and joy looks like is a blessing. Ensuring that you are always fully aware that you are smart, strong, independent, and capable of greatness will always be at the core of my parenting. Do you hear me? I also want to thank several judges who, whether they know it or not, helped set the framework for the kind of judge I strive to be. First, I have to start with the judges in Bronx Family Court when I was there, especially Judge Hoffman, who's here tonight. Thank you for coming. Judge Clark Richardson, Judge Gail Roberts, don't worry, Judge, you're supposed to play this in. It's safe. Here you go. And Judge Carl Stokinger. All of these judges sat in Bronx Family Court while I was a brand new baby attorney. Their professionalism, patience, and intellect motivated me daily to always be prepared and professional. They also made clear that you can expect good work from attorneys without being mean or disrespectful. You know, in life you have to learn to go with it. And tonight is not the night for a long speech. Because quite frankly, my daughter has been contained for about an hour and a half now, and she's doing the best she can, so. I thank each and every one of you. I appreciate each and every one of you. I look forward to this journey. I am proud to wear this robe. I am happy that the Bronx judges look like me. Part of why this felt like this was something I could actually achieve is because I walked into courtrooms in the Bronx and saw people that look like me. Exactly. It feels good. It feels good, and especially as a mother, I'm so proud that my daughter will not grow up thinking it's a big deal that she graduates from college, thinking it's a big deal that she gets a good job, thinking it's a big deal that she's in a position of power. It will be natural for her. So, because Adara is ready clearly to get to the reception, for the last time I will say thank you so much. I appreciate each and every one of you, and I look forward to traveling this journey with you.
Thank you.